Welcome to this episode of Ask the OG. I have to comment on what's going on in Washington between Trump and Elon. And it's quite entertaining to most of you, but it's also a reflection of something that is quite serious. And what we see going on here is you have two of the most powerful, disruptive human beings, certainly of the last 100 years. I mean, whether you hate or love Donald Trump, it doesn't matter. He's gotten himself elected twice to be president of the United States. He has a massively disruptive type personality. He wants to disrupt the status quo. Whether he can, that's a whole other question. And then here you have Elon Musk, who's probably the greatest productive genius of all time. This guy is, I mean, you could just look at his track record and what he's done and what he's accomplished and the industries that he has disrupted. And it blows your mind. And he's going to continue to do it. So here, Trump brings Elon to Washington. Very quickly, he exposes all of this incredible corruption, waste, fraud, abuse that everybody knows is there. But Elon got to the root and covered it, uncovered it. But then when the legislation comes, none of it is codified into law. And Elon lost his mind. Well, Elon doesn't know how Washington works. And unfortunately for Elon, what happened to Trump in his first term, when he tried to disrupt things, he got impeached twice. Things ain't changing in Washington. We have 535 congressmen. Every single one is bribed. And they are bribed legally. I'm not saying they're all corrupt, but the nature of Washington is that special interests pay congressmen to support their interests. And that's our system. My first job, and let me tell you, I'm a real OG. My first job out of the University of Michigan, I was a Senate staffer in Washington, D.C. I was an aide to Carl Levin, bless rest his soul, who's passed away. He was a U.S. Senator from Michigan. What do staffers do? They go to events. The tobacco lobby, the oil lobby, the this lobby, the that lobby. What do? Lobbyists come up, hand you checks, and say, give my regards to the senator. That's what you do as a staffer. You collect money. I left Washington in the Reagan era in the late 80s going, if people knew how this place worked, there'd be a revolution. The fact is, nobody really knows how it works unless you're on the inside. I was there. And by the way, that's why I've been attracted to crypto, because our system is so rotten, it's so corrupt. Elon got a taste of it. Trump got a taste of it in his first term. Now he's trying to work within the system to try and disrupt it. We'll see if he can make any progress. But the rot is so deep, it will blow anybody's mind to understand how Washington really works. Our representatives don't care about you. They don't care anything about you. They only care about increasing their power, and their power comes by serving special interests. And the bigger the special interests, the more their power. And who are the big interests? The financial interests, the big banks, and the big military contractors, and the big pharma companies. These, there are other interests, big energy, big oil. This is who Congress serves because this is who gives them money. And it's just the way the world works. Elon and Trump blew up over it. I think they'll be friends again. I hope they are, because there is change that can be made, but it's going to be slow. All of you that are into crypto know the system is rotten. The Federal Reserve is rotten to its core. That's why we've embraced an alternative system of value. But Washington is going to have to die its own death by its own weight. And it's headed there. It's not sustainable. $37 trillion in debt. is not sustainable. Now, interest payments are the biggest item in the federal budget. It's not sustainable. Now, having said that, people have been saying that for decades, and it still continues. But if something has to end, it will. And this rotten system that exists in Washington will end. And that's why we're all embracing crypto. But the crypto you embrace, make sure there's utility, make sure there's real value exchange. I've dedicated my life to building a crypto that has real value and that has a real use case. So, for those of you into crypto, make sure that your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, whatever you own, you understand it, and it is a real alternative to the dollar and other value exchanged in our global economy. Thanks for listening.